Hello and welcome to Breathwood. My name is David Yates and today I want to talk about the clave. In Spanish, clave means key. It's found in Afro-Cuban music and it's what holds so much of that music together. Without the clave, the key, things just wouldn't be quite the same. Today I want to talk about kind of what's considered the basic clave or the Sonne Globby. Here's how it would sound if I just play a little bit of a pulse or an emphasis on the didge with the clave. A little bit faster. So I want to talk a little bit about how to get that rhythm into your brain and then some other ways of approaching it. The first thing you should do is go into the description and click that link. That's a link to a Google Doc that I created, and I've actually got it open here on my computer at the same time that I'm recording this video so I can refer to it. So you should click that link and open it up, maybe put it side by side with the video in order to be able to refer back to it. Okay, so you might want to pause the video, get that open, and then continue after that. Once you have that video open, you'll see a number of things. In the first section, there's just a bit of a description of the different sounds I've used so far. Then you get to the first section, which is the Sonne Globby. That comes from Spanish, so it's pronounced Sonne Globby. Line A is one way of counting. So that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you could count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's a good idea to practice counting, as weird as that might sound. To practice going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Snap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Super useful to get that ingrained in your mind. As weird as it might seem to some of you, the practice of counting isn't something we tend to do outside of something like math, but we need it. We desperately need it to be ingrained in our bodies and our minds in order for it to be automatically felt when we're playing. So even better than counting, bob your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move your shoulders. Pulse your body. Tapping your foot. All of it is useful. Get the rhythm in your body by counting. The next row is B. And that's another way of counting it. And it's just, instead of broken up into 4 beats, they're slightly smaller chunks. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Depending on how your mind works, one or the other, A or B, might be easier for you to use as a reference for line C. Line C is just an asterisk, a star, where the beat of the clave would happen. So you can see, if you take a look, line A and C, the first beat is on 1. That's easy. 1. The next one is between 2 and 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. So it's between 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. So if I say 2, 3, I'm going to clap in between. 2, 3. Or 2 and 3, I clap on the and. 1, 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 1 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1. I should clap at the same time. 1 and 2 and 3. And then we've got a 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There was a beautiful video released by AJ Block of the Didge Project referring to just this piece of rhythm, repeated over and over, called tresillo, which is just triplet in Spanish. And so that rhythm is ba, 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 1. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you hear this in, I believe, dance hall, reggaeton. Ba, 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 ba. And here's what's cool about this. Here's why it's good to start learning this stuff. That rhythm is played by didgeridoo players all the time in the form of something like tu wah ha, tu wah ha, tu wah. I play it all the time. So the two, the emphasized part of this rhythm, falls on the beats of the clave, the first part of the clave. Ba, 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 tu wah ha, tu wah ha, tu wah. So that's actually written in kind of a shorthand form in line D. We've got T for two, wa, W for wah, H for ha. So tu wah ha, tu wah ha, tu wah ha ha is what happens when we go into the next part of the clave. But if we only look at from 1 through 4 and, we've got tu wah ha, tu wah ha, tu wah. That's the tresillo, as AJ Block talks about it. That's the rhythm that I come to a lot and never had a name for until AJ's rhythm, or until his video. Super useful. The point of this spreadsheet here, or this graph I've created, is so that I can start to apply other sounds to the different parts of the clave rhythm. But before I go there, let's finish the clave rhythm. We had 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the last two hits of the clave are on 2 and 3 on the second half. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 ba, 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 ba. Might sound familiar. Da, 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 da. I know it's probably challenging for some to read and say and figure out a rhythm in this way. It's not my preferred method either. I kind of have to power through it and read it over and over until it starts to stick. And if this method, the A line, isn't working for you, look at B and we'll try that. So if I very slowly count this, I'm going to do something like snap wherever there's a dot. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And over time, that will start to be absorbed into your brain. You will get it. Don't worry. So that's the clave. Two different ways of counting it. And you know, there are actually others as well. I'm just focusing on those for now. And then beneath, I've got two possible rhythms. The first is what I was just playing. Let's finish it now. Tu wah ha, tu wah ha, tu wah ha ha, tu wah ha ha. Tu wah ha, tu wah ha, tu wah ha ha, tu wah ha ha. Tu wah ha, tu wah ha, tu wah ha ha, tu wah ha ha. I'm using the tu for the emphasis that actually creates the clave. Let's see. make sense? Say so in the comments if you're confused or not. Next variation. I've got, again, the W is for the breath, or the wah. And the reason I'm just using a W and not wah right now is in case I want to play staccato or legato. I'll clarify that in a moment. We've got wakata, 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 ka, waka, wakata, ka. Wakata, 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 ka, wata, or waka, wakata, ka. With this rhythm, I'm playing around with a couple of ideas, and one is more efficient mechanics of the mouth to help the entire thing flow a bit better. It could just as easily be wataka, wataka, but I find, well, with what I'm exploring in my mouth around mechanics, wakata just seems to work a little better at the moment. Maybe I'll end up changing that eventually. So here's the staccato version. Wakata, wakata, wakataka, waka, wakataka. This one breaks my brain, but that's a good thing. It means it's stretching. Yeah, get it? Maybe? My hope is that seeing a rhythm written out this way, seeing the didgeridoo sounds that correlate to the accent in the rhythm, will give you some ideas around how to expand your playing. The idea I had initially was to make this document shareable so that you could add your own variation. Instead, I might just ask that you send me a note if you'd like access to it, and I'll send it to you so you can edit it for yourself or even add to this document. We'll see which direction that goes depending on how people respond. But so there you've got the Sonne Globby, kind of almost the universal sounding clave, and then there's a 6/8 clave below it, and I'm not going to break it down in this video, but use the same approach. Start with line A, count it, add the accents, and then try to add the didge sounds on that count with those accents. The one thing to remember when working on a 6/8 rhythm is to shift your mind between counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the emphasis on 1, 3, 5, or emphasizing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got two layers of rhythm happening at the same time, a 2 and a 3. Layered on top of each other in the same space, so it can be a little mind-bendy. But the 6/8 clave is quite interesting, and I find it bends time when I'm playing. I think I'm here in the rhythm, and then suddenly I've shifted, and then it shifts back. And that's partly the effect of rhythms based on 3 or containing a clear 3 pulse. So there you go, that's the clave, the key of Afro-Cuban music, and something that shows up throughout music pretty much around the world. Almost anywhere you look, you're going to run into some variation of these types of rhythms, even if they're not structured in exactly this way. So that's the clave piece. The last thing I wanted to mention is that I'm on Patreon. Patreon.com/Breathwood. There are a number of tiers there, levels, where you can support me on a monthly basis for very little, and I will offer you exclusive content I'm not releasing on YouTube. More detail, basically. More complexity, more rhythms, more ideas, and more direct one-on-one help depending on the level that you subscribe. So please check that out. That link is below, somewhere down there. And please consider signing up for my email list on breathwood.com. Instagram, I post rhythms on Instagram. Twitter I barely use, and Facebook, Breathwood Music on Facebook. As always, thanks so much for watching. Happy playing, and I'll see you very soon.